If you've ever felt like the third wheel, this podcast is for you.
If you love Wheel of Time, this podcast is for you.
If you're bored and have nothing better to do, this podcast is for you.
Join Rob,
Megan,
And Jen
in celebrating the Wheel of Time
and its statistically best fandom
and ridiculous gaming skills,
and probably a few cocktails.
and find out which one of them will be the third wheel this time.
This is
three-wheeling. I do still love the fact that we said this is three-wheeling, all three of us, unprompted, never having heard each other's records, in perfect sync the first time at the beginning of this original beginning of the recording.
Yeah, when we recorded this intro, you just sent me your recordings. We did them separately. We didn't listen to each other's, and they virtually synced up perfectly on that bit. So
there was no third. There was no third
so
wheel.
Connected.
We're so connected.
There was no like you're right, Jen. There was no third wheel on that that moment there. So although there was a third wheel today, because for the very first time in three-wheeling history, over 50 episodes in, Meg was the last one to arrive.
Jen was here before Meg.
Jen was here before Meg.
First time
I
ever.
overdicked it.
I even
set
overdid
my
it.
alarm like an hour earlier than I meant to, and I still overdicked it. Like,
I went out for coffee and to read some of Stormborn, because the recording for that's coming up soon. I need to finish the book, and went shopping, and still came home with like 30 minutes before the recording, put it away, had a cup of tea, watched some TV, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'll go up. I'll probably be like, the second one there or something, and I was still here first. No excuses.
You were. But yes, I was still here.
Saying it's a tragedy and awful that it happened. So
I was still here 2 minutes late, even though I said I would not be late. And I had also set it said multiple alarms, and then I woke up like 3 minutes before my alarm went off, and I thought, oh, I'm way early. I'm like I'm awake half an hour early. So I went back to sleep, and then 2 seconds later it went off. I was like, I'm wide awake, and then my snooze went off. And then I was like, okay, I'm up in plenty of time. I'm going to have time to make coffee. I did not even make fresh espresso. This is leftover espresso from yesterday from a pour that was garbage. And I was like, I know, because I hate throwing anything out. So like I saved the pour, and then I did steam fresh milk, but also a little shout out to Deal's Apple Orchard.
New Deal's
Because
Cup.
they would like to sponsor us. They're not sponsoring us. They're probably not sponsoring anybody. They might sponsor a baseball team or something, but
Yeah. I can
a
play
local
baseball.
team. Yeah. Anyway, I'm here. I overdid but I'm here.
That's fine. It is Valentine's Day. For those that enjoy the commercialization of love and the industry-inspired and manufactured guilt that you feel for being with someone or being by yourself, congratulations, you've made it through enough one, everybody, by the time you're hearing this.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Can you tell the three of us are just like Valentine's Day is commercial bullshit?
Completely. We decided, David and I decided to go out last night so that we weren't like trying to fight people for like seats at a restaurant or whatever. And Friday night is we used to do a very consistent Friday night date night before COVID, and then we've been sporadic since. But we've been relatively consistent the last couple months. So we were like, let's go out. Like it's Valentine's Day, but it was just date night. But it was great.
Yeah.
Because every day is Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
With my honey.
Yeah.
Like,
celebrate the anniversaries, the birthdays. They're the things that are actually,
Yeah.
I mean, unless your anniversary or birthday or things like that fall on Valentine's Day, then it's fine.
Yes.
But,
I do have a friend whose birthday is today.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Happy name day to them. It was Loneliest Guy Shine's birthday yesterday. It was his name day yesterday.
I missed the thread. I'm the worst.
I sent him a happy name day. One day we'll get him to come and chat with us, folks. I keep asking.
Yes.
Yes, that would be
Oh my
fun.
God, yes. Yes, please. Yes, please.
So yeah, whatever you got up to, be that. I mean, if you love Valentine's Day, fine. I'm not going to, deter you otherwise. Like if you love that,
You don't deserve it.
We're not judgy at all.
We're not judgy in the slightest. But if you like to buy into corporate propaganda and bullshit, that's totally okay.
You're
Jen
like
just
the
normally-
Linus of Valentine's Day. Right? Is it Linus or is it Charlie Brown?
No,
that
it's
says
Charlie
so
Brown.
commercial?
It's Charlie
It is
Brown.
Charlie Brown. Okay.
I've not said
Everything's
this. So
commercial.
educate me right now. What am
No,
I?
it's the Charlie Brown Christmas
Charlie
special.
Brown Christmas.
I've
He's
never
just
seen it.
talking about what?
Well, okay, I'm the third wheel today.
Wheel.
I am the third. Okay, that has been established right now. I'm the third wheel.
A Charlie Brown Christmas.
When we're with you next, and we don't care what season it is or what month it is, we're making you watch Charlie Brown Christmas, or
Okay.
we do a reaction to it. It is the most. It is. Yeah.
Quintessential American Christmas.
I think the second word there was the important part.
Yes.
In establishing why I hadn't watched
Well,
it.
clearly, I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it was international, but clearly not.
And
I mean, I
and
know
this is
Charlie
the-
Brown, that's international, but like,
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
know they did Christmas specials or
they
something.
did a lot of
but-
specials, but the Christmas
yeah.
special was the first one, and they didn't
Okay.
know if it would work at all. And there's even some like really like low tech aspects to it. Like they're just like it's charmingly rough and it's delightful. And for the oldies out there, this is for all y'all out there who are the Gen Xers. We used to watch it. It was always, because it was a Christmas special, it was sponsored by somebody. We know what this is like.
Yes,
It was-
usually, right?
No, you're so young. You're just a wee bairn.
Is this
A wee
more
bit.
commercial
It was
propaganda?
sponsored by Dolly Madison. Dolly Madison. Not only was she the president's wife, James Madison's wife, who saved the
Oh,
White House, all
that's
the
why I know
furniture in
the
the
name.
White House when it burned, but Dolly Madison was also a brand of like baked goods, like Hostess or
Oh.
Entenmann's. Like Dolly Madison, and they're all like the same things as Hostess, like little cupcakes and stuff. And so it would play through the song at the beginning, and they would play "Christmas Time is Here," and then at the end it would say "Brought to you by Dolly Madison." And it was just like, I still hear "Brought to you by Dolly Madison" when I listen
Okay.
to the song, because it's
That's funny.
forever ingrained in my brain. But by the time Meg was watching it, it was just on TV or whatever. Or
Right.
VHS.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
So,
and
you're
so Charlie
welcome,
Brown,
Gen Xers.
Charlie Brown in it is kind of just like poo-hoo commercial, corporations and such, or right?
Yeah. So
About
how did
Christmas,
you-
though.
how
I'm
did-
guessing.
How did they ruin
Yeah.
Christmas by making it
Right.
commercial? And that's the whole. That's
I
the whole
mean,
gist
he's
of
not
it.
wrong.
No.
I
No.
understand,
But then-
the purpose of business and, making money and all those sorts of things. Like, the only way we'll ever get rid of it is everyone gives it up at once and we, go back to whatever we did pre-money, bartering and such, or just providing for ourselves and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's, yeah. And not going to get into that because I will be going for hours.
Yes.
Catch
Let us
me-
not get into
ca-
the evils of capitalism today. I could do
catch me at a convention or a hangout or something like that, folks, and you can ask me the questions, and we can have a nice long rant here. Anyway, yeah, I think we've stretched it long enough
Yes.
because I think a certain time has rolled around. Jen, do you know what time it is?
I don't know, Rob. What time is it?
I think it's time to ask what's
What's Meg drinking?
Ooh, that sounded very good on this end. So,
It never
kind of
sounds
getting
the
there.
same for like it. It all
Yeah.
sounds different for all three of us, so we never know if we're on or not.
Right.
I never adjust it either because I want the authentic
Yes.
sort of experience for the listener. So yeah.
So Meg's drinking a latte to start because I overdicked it. But so I was just really last minute coming up with something. And I'm doing my Forsaken series,
Right.
and I was like, oh, I don't know why it just popped in my head, but like a painkiller, like like a traditional painkiller cocktail. And who is the lady of pain?
The
Semirhage?
Semirhage, yeah.
Semirhage.
I just got Lanthea in my head because of the show, and I'm just like, there's definitely a Lady of Pain vibe
I
in
was
some of
like-
those moments.
Yes.
I was like, why?
yes.
That wasn't a hard question.
That wasn't a hard question.
Damn
It's
you, Sharon and Natasha.
Natasha.
Yeah, damn you, Sharon and
Yes.
Natasha, for making me confused about who's the pain person.
Yes, Lanfear will always be first in our heads and in our minds after the show for everything.
So it's a little bit of a twist on a traditional painkiller because I wanted there to be some actual kind of pain involved. So I put some chili oil in it. And then I put tajin on the rim as well to like give it like that spice. So
Damn, girl.
And for anyone listening outside of America, this is like a spice that you put on like fruit and things like that. So I was introduced to this a while back. It's not a thing that we have here in the UK at the very least, so possibly not in other places.
Got it. It's cayenne based though, isn't it? Like
It's a
sort of
cayenne based?
Tabasco-esque,
Okay.
I think.
yeah, it's a. Yep. So anyway, so you start by rimming your
Meg
glass
just
of
licked
tahini.
the rim, everybody.
I did, yes. And then in a shaker with ice, you pour 2 ounces, and then I chose black dark rum to represent Semirhage's color of choice.
Okay.
Ooh, the tahini. 4 ounces of pineapple
Spit
juice.
take from Rob. We literally have coffee.
Sorry.
It just suddenly like got me in the back
For anyone listening and not like a patron who's watching back on the video replay later, like the face Meg pulled for some reason just really got me, which was like, oh, it was like a bounce to or something.
It's still It's like right there in like the savory part of your palate. I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Ooh,
Continue.
okay. 4 ounces of pineapple juice, 1 ounce of cream of coconut, 1 ounce of orange juice, and then I drizzle chili oil in it, and then you shake it, and then I dirty poured it, which I didn't know that was a word, so I've discovered. So dirty pour is just when you pour all the ice from the shaker in there. You're not like pouring it over fresh ice or straining it out or anything.
Gotcha.
So,
Got it.
cheers! And yeah,
Cheers.
so obviously if you like it more spicy, put more chili oil in, so.
Is it good?
But yeah, what's the verdict?
It is good. Yeah, I tried it last night, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't put enough chili oil in it to be like, wait.
To knock you down.
Oh, is it warming through now? Is it a slow burn?
Yeah. Because when I tried it last night, it wasn't really that spicy, but.
Keep it stirred because the chili oil, you're drinking out of a straw and the chili oil will continue to settle.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it should float on top. Never mind. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
It should float. Yeah.
Yeah. I use a scientist.
Because even though you feel like oil is heavier, it's actually lighter than water, weirdly.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
Is there a difference between drinking through the straw and drinking it with the tahini rim?
Yeah, I mean, like, so you're not getting the tahini if you're drinking it with the straw, so I'm just, mixing it up.
But does it enhance the flavor?
The tahini or the straw?
Yes. The tahini.
Which? The tahini. Yes, it does enhance the flavor, so.
Okay.
Yes, but it is spicy, so if I need a little break from the spice, I got the straw, so.
Fair enough. Oh, cool.
Now I wish I had tahini in my coffee. I don't. I'm lying.
Well, I mean, I did need to go shopping for food. But I probably could have got by on what I've got in the house because I'm pretty creative and wild. And, I am at work tomorrow night and I can usually just eat there. So there's no desperate rush for shopping. But I was like, no, there is because I don't have any stout in the house. And I know my local shop doesn't carry stout, at least not anything outside of a can of Guinness. And so I was like, no, I need to go into town and go shopping. So I picked up a can of Vault City, and this is fitting, Mini Crunch. And I feel like that kind of fits into the pain category. We like, getting a mini crunch. This is a chocolate honeycomb stout, and it's a very cool bottle. I'm showing it on screen for those that are listening. It's like got the honeycomb sort of effect from like beehives and stuff. But yeah, sounds good. It went in my freezer for 10 minutes because it was in my backpack for half an hour before I got home, and I was like, I'm not sure how cold it was at the supermarket anyway. So this is not. There we go. Got the wrinkles on it.
Oh, that was the best ASMR.
There was some
ever.
good fizz on that. So
that was really nice.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
Is it good?
Oh yeah, it's like all the caramel and like the caramel flavors hit first. Then the chocolate comes in, and then it just combines on the end with just that stout touch. And I'm like, this is good. This might be my new favorite.
Would they like to sponsor us?
Yeah, right.
Vault City, if you'd like to sponsor us, we can tag you this week. Maybe that's what I should do. I should start going through various. Yeah. I should do a post of like, this is what I drank this week.
Yeah,
and I could get a
you're
sponsor
holding
from
it like an influencer.
Mm-hmm. And I could sponsor.
And then you gotta go tap with your nails.
Tap.
Because that drives me bananas.
I know.
You asked me to do it.
I know. I just think it's ridiculous that people do that.
It's so
Is there a crunch to it? Is there honeycomb in it? Like actual?
No, there's no actual honeycomb in it, but it's got like that caramel honeycomb taste is what hits you first. And then the chocolate. There is like the stout's kind of there like all the time, but the stout doesn't really become like the front runner of the flavors until the end. And it is very much like the honeycomb hits you first, then the chocolate comes in like just a smooth wave of flavour, and then the stout just sits there and goes hi, and it's a good mix of flavours there.
Love
Very
it.
balanced, and I like it a lot. Like
All right,
dangerously a lot.
I will look for it. That sounds delish. I love a stout.
It's a Scottish brand, Vault City. I had to look that up.
See, but you say things. Oh, well, that's good. I love a Scottish stout too, actually. But I mean, you just were like all they had is Guinness. I mean, you can never go wrong with a Guinness, a nitro Guinness.
I'm spoilt though because like Dublin's across the way.
Yeah.
Like. I'm literally, I'm going, this time next week I'll be on my way. No, I will just have gotten back from Dublin because I'm flying into Dublin for a quick 24-hour stop next week.
So when you say you're spoiled, does that mean because you're going to go and have like Guinness off the tap in Dublin, so you might as well just
in Dublin,
wait and have it
so
there.
like,
Like, so why do you want to take it out of a can?
Exactly.
Fair.
I can have it on tap in Dublin.
Well, I'm going to a Scottish pub in a week or two, not in Scotland. We have a Scottish pub here in Los Angeles.
I'd be like, if you're coming to Scotland, you hadn't told me.
I know. I wish I was. No travel in the immediate future for us. But this Scottish pub is called the Tam O'Shanter. It's where Walt Disney used to take his animators for lunch. It's a local legend, and we haven't been in ages. And our kids who now know Scotland, because we went to Scotland a couple years ago, we've never taken them to the Tam O'Shanter, and it's really close. So I was like, we're taking the kids to the Tam.
Nice.
So I'll see what they have on tap or in the can besides a Guinness, because they serve Guinness there, which is weird because Guinness is Irish, but because it's America, we're all like, well, it's a pub, you got to give Guinness. So
I mean, I don't think unless it's something like the chain I work for, Brewdog, like they only serve their own beers.
Yeah.
And they'll have like a guest brewer come in sometimes and like they'll put 6 different things on, but that's like, they're a unique craft place. They're not, an established commercial chain or something, it's not another big brand in essence. Unless you go somewhere that's like that, we do craft place only or we serve our own stuff, you will have Guinness on tap. So if you go to a generic pub in the UK, you will find Guinness on tap everywhere. So it's a Scottish bar, but even in Scotland they'll have Guinness.
This is true. Yeah. I mean, I remember drinking Guinness in Scotland, feeling horribly guilty, but being like, I'm in the UK and I need my out of a tap Guinness.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have it. I mean, a lot of places have it on tap here, but I remember actually we went for St. Patrick's Day several years ago because again.
Unless we have an Irish bar around the corner, you should go to the Scottish
Irish bar
one.
right here. Exactly. So we went there, and it was the year that they decided they weren't going to serve Guinness anymore. They took it off. They didn't have it on tap anymore. Wow. And I was rather distressed. I bet
they got a lot of complaints that day.
I'm sure they did, and they got it back. But, yeah.
I mean, at least get it in for that day. Or
I
even
know,
just
at least
cans
for
of
St.
it.
Patty's Day.
Like, even just cans of it for that day or something. Like, you know, like, look, we have a different stout on tap now, but it's Paddy's Day, so we got Guinness, you know?
Yeah. Of course, we also have places that serve green beer. I'm sure they don't do that actually in Ireland. Do they do that in Ireland? Is that Americanization?
Maybe not in Ireland, but definitely I've seen it in the UK here or there.
Okay.
I'm not sure about Ireland. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they celebrate Paddy's Day heavily, but not like Green River Boston type.
Right.
You know, that's not their kind of angle. It's more like very traditional Irish stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not
but I'm
commercialized.
Sure not commercialized, yeah.
Charlie
I
Brown
always
would be
worry
fine.
about that in Boston. Like, it can't be good to turn that river green every year. Like, what are they? I mean, maybe now they've put something. We've segued. I'm really sorry, folks, if you're listening and being like, where the fuck is this going? But this might be a patron-only moment. Well, you'll find out. If you're listening, it wasn't. But if you aren't, then you have no idea, and it was.
Right.
But I imagine originally it was like nowadays they might be like, yeah, we'll put something in there that's like biodegradable or like a natural colorant or something like that, so it doesn't, you know, fuck up the river. But and whatever lives, it manages to live in the river, because even in polluted rivers, some things manage to live and get by. But I imagine like back in the day they were just fucking pour in the big green dark chemical. Who cares? We did our Green Paddy's Day. Like.
Everybody comes out looking like the Joker with Smilex.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that Joker.
Exactly. So, yeah. Fair enough. Any news been happening the last couple of weeks since we last hung out? Anything big?
I feel like there's something you're leading me towards, and I don't know what it is.
Well, nothing. That's what happened to Leela's family, like Blindfold said. Leela? Why do I know that name, Leela? Sorry, we've segued again. Futurama. Oh, right.
Right.
Oh.
I was like, I recognize the name, and I can't think why.
That's why Leela has one eye.
It must be.
I guess.
Yeah, because,
It must be indeed. So,
I don't think I knew her backstory. I just thought she was an alien with one eye. Oh, that's
yeah.
funny.
I didn't
That's
really know the
funny.
backstory either, so that's fair. No, we're gonna kick it off with I don't know, like sad news initially, I suppose. But Sharon did not win at the Costume Designer Guild Award. Yes, that was on Thursday night, and she lost out in the television sci-fi category to Andor, which, you know, low-key understand. I still think Wheel of Time costumes were better, but you said that, Jen, you said Andor had a really good sort of
I've seen both in
campaign for
person.
it, so.
I've seen both in person. Andor did a really good job of campaigning for it. There was just a little more visibility around town here for people to go see them. So there's that. And when I saw them, they are absolutely stunning. They are stunning. And there's some really, again, like what's interesting and fun, I think, about the Andor costumes is something that is similar to the Wheel of Time costumes, which is they are heavily culturally influenced. Like there's a very distinct, you know, Ferrex costumes versus, you know, Senate costume. Like, you know, if you're in the elite Senate realm and whatever, and very distinct things specific to Mon Mothma's city, home planet, which I can't come up with the name of right now. I apologize. I can't remember. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah,
point is, they're gorgeous costumes. They are absolutely stunning. And in fact, when I saw them, I was like, yeah, solid second place. I would agree, LBF, because when I saw them, I was like, these are the only thing that I would even consider like at the same, close to the same level of Sharon's. I mean, honestly, the Wheel of Time costumes are absolutely, I think, without question, stronger overall. And I think they're also, it's just a broader range and also more innovative and interesting in the choices they made, in part because of lower budget and also other things. Like, I think that there were some, I would say arguably there was just some some innovation that I thought was stronger in Wheel of Time, but the Andor costumes are beautiful. So if she had to, you know, not win to somebody, Andor would have been, you know, my choice.
It's like when you're in a competition and you lose to someone and then they win the whole thing, and you're like, well, at least I was knocked out by the person that won everything. You know, I always feel like that. If I get knocked out by someone who like immediately gets trounced in the next round of the parody contest, What Idol, I'm just like, man, I got knocked out by, you know, someone who just got trounced in the following round. That kind of doesn't feel as good as when, like, I think the first year I got knocked out by the winner or whoever came second or something like that, which also I thought was a better song in that year anyway. So I was just like, that's kind of okay. Like, you know, it's like, I don't expect to win ever, but it's nice if you get knocked out by the person that beat everybody. So again, same principle of Andor. So yeah, and I like that. So the nicer news, I know, you know, no one here is a Matt stan, so to speak, but we're all kind of Donal fans. Did you guys see the trailer for Young Sherlock?
I did.
No, I did not see it yet.
Yeah, there's the full trailer for Young Sherlock dropped. When did it drop? Like 10, like a week? No, like 10, almost 10 days ago. Like just over, like it dropped like a few days after our last recording, basically. But it's got like loads of Donal in it, and it drops in 2.5 weeks on March 4th. I'm very excited about it. I don't know how. Shall we play the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably can't. I mean, I might try and leave it in the YouTube recording and see what happens. We'll see. But where is it? There we go. All right. Let's watch this. I'll make sure sound's on. Robert just noticed that's off. There we go. And play.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I've always been more of a thinker than a fighter.
The two aren't mutually exclusive. There's an art to fighting.
There's an art to war. Larceny, stealing. Those days aren't really behind me. I'm in Oxford now.
You have to promise me something.
Anything, Mother.
Stay out of trouble.
Sherlock Holmes.
James Moriarty.
Sherlock is making friends.
Sherlock never made any friends. What game are we playing today?
What game would you like to play?
Don't! Michael, what the bloody hell is going on? You mind telling me why your brother is standing at the scene of the crime?
Oh dear. I'm curious as to why I'm being set up for murder. But I need proof. There are other forces at work. Sorry to bother you, sir.
What is it?
A bomb.
What do you mean, a bomb?
A bomb is an incendiary device.
I know what a bloody bomb is.
Why would anybody want to do this? You're a smart boy. Work it out.
When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, that must be the truth.
I do love a secret passage.
We're going to solve this together. Holmes, let me illuminate you. You've no idea what's at stake here. I feel as though I should thank you for saving me from a life of sheer boredom.
You are most welcome.
Did that kid play Tom Riddle as a child?
Oh, the guy who's playing Sherlock?
Yeah.
That might
Like the young
be.
Tom Riddle that Dumbledore comes and gets from, like, the boys' home.
Okay, Tom Riddle, actor. Let's have a look at that.
Well, there's a couple people who played Tom Riddle, so.
Yeah, young Tom Riddle. It might be.
It looks fantastic. It
So-
looks so good. I had not
It
seen
does.
it yet.
Hero finds Tiffin portrayed the 11-year-old
Oh.
Tom Riddle.
Is that him?
And I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking
him
I'm on
Let
it too.
me-
Hang on.
We're all doing it right now, apparently. So,
Wait, Hero finds Tiffin is Sherlock. That is correct. Is that? Didn't you say
Okay,
he was the?
so I was right.
Which way did you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was asking, is the guy who's playing young Sherlock who also played young?
Yeah, he played. Yes, he did. You are right, Megan. Megan, it is your superpower.
I'm good,
It is your
man.
superpower for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's young Sherlock. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's a good catch. So I love that. I'm doing that with theatre now. So I went to see Into the Woods last week
With Kate, right?
With Kate.
Oh, yeah, you got to talk
Which-
about that.
which was a lovely
And Latra, right?
and Latra. Yeah. So I my apologies, people. I don't like to play. You know, I even watched the movie afterwards to see if it made more sense, because I struggle with that sensory overload where, like, you know, the singing is like not quite clear through the music, and then multiple lines at once, which apparently is a Sondheim classic. So I struggled with some of the things that were like happening during the musical numbers, and then the whole story, I was like, there's a lot of things happening. Very little of it actually feels like it's of substance in terms of like any like character motivation stuff. Like, you know, 4 people died in the 5-minute period, and I didn't realize all of them had died until like someone was just like, well, they're dead now. I was like, oh, I thought they just like went off the edge of the, like they just left the scene. I didn't realize they ran off stage because they were dead. And I especially don't get the baker's wife situation, where she spends the majority of the play being like, please don't leave me behind, I love you, we're better together. They even sing a whole song about how they should not be apart, and then 5 minutes later she's like, oh, Prince, let me throw myself on you, you know. And it was like, so the play itself didn't work for me. And I watched the movie to see if like understanding the songs and things maybe made it better, and I kind of liked it less as a result. I did not like who plays the
Kendrick.
wolf. No, I love it. Anna Kendrick's great, but who plays the wolf? Jack Sparrow. Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp.
That felt not predatory in the animal way. It felt predatory in the other way, which was quite disturbing for me.
In the not good way.
In the not good way. I'm not a fan of James Corden as an actor. So, yeah. But the princes were well enough. The princes in the show were great, like especially when they sing Agony together. That was brilliant. They were very funny. But yeah, the play just didn't work for me. But everyone was great. There was beautiful stage presence. The scene stuff was like the way the trees and the giant comes in and stuff. Like it was done so well. Like there was a lot of talent happening on stage. I just didn't like the story. So I was like, Kate knocked it out the park. The chick who played Red Riding Hood was incredible stage presence. And the princes were very funny. They were both the understudies for the princes that ended up on stage. So it was we talked about afterwards, we're like, they probably, when they're, on stage, it's usually just one of them, I bet. It's probably rare that both understudies are required for the princes, so they probably don't get to play the play together very often. So that was quite fun and cute. And
sometimes seeing the understudies is great because you get this elevation of like, I'm here, I've got my shot. Like,
this is my moment type thing. I'm going to be on stage in a 15-week run, 3-month run, whatever type thing. Like I'm going to be on stage maybe half a dozen times, as a big character. So it was fun. I realized that the dad/narrator was someone who was with Kate in A View from the Bridge when we went to see her in Bath. Like one of the sort of side characters. 'Cause I was like, I recognize his name, and I kept looking at him, and then I realized, oh shit, he's with Kate in that thing. And then Camille recognized that the person who played Jack's mother, I believe, was the woman who played Latra in The Wheel of Time. So there was some fun things.
Isn't it Katie?
Katie something. Where's the it's here. Katie. I've got Tiffin in my brain. I'm like, it's definitely not Katie Tiffin. It is Katie Braden.
Oh, right.
Yeah. There's a good photo of everyone in this book. It's really, so there's Kate on the other page. So.
Nice.
And the guy that I was just like, oh my god, it's so and so from A View from the Bridge, is that's Gracie McDonnell is the young lady who played Red Riding Hood, and she was like really really good stage presence. I think she was Red Riding. Yeah, she was. And then who's the guy? I'll just go to the cast. That would be much easier. He played narrator Michael Gould, who was like the man. I was like, oh, View from the Bridge. Like, I remembered. It was really well done play. The story was not.
Just not your.
You gotta like Sondheim.
Yeah,
I think Sondheim is a flavor. I mean, I'll like fess up as well. I have intellectually loved Sondheim forever, but I don't think that I really love Sondheim as much as I think I should. Like intellectually, I'm like, oh my god, I love complicated songs. I love complicated melodies going in and out of each other, and like the cleverness of his lyrics and the cleverness of his books. Like the idea of Into the Woods and like putting all these different fairy tales together into this kind of a story is really my jam. In execution, I don't know that I love Sondheim as much as I should.
I think that's what it was, the execution. Now maybe
not
there's been
not like the particular show, but just like, I mean, in execution of like, I love the idea of what you're doing, but I don't, it sometimes it feels a little cacophonous.
Yeah. I think my friend described him as like the ADHD of the musical world.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate.
So, I mean, if you love the movie, you love the play, I'm sure. And Kate was great. And she lit up to see us. It was so sweet. Like, because she was signing, she normally runs off and be like, oh, catch him, maybe we won't. And we did. And she was like signing, thank you so much, glad you enjoyed it. And then Ashkova was just like, we didn't know Black Audrey could sing so beautifully. And her face lit up. She's like, oh, are you all Wheel of Time fans? Where have you come from? Like, oh my God, it's so nice. And, we start saying like Sweden, Norway, Ireland, that. She's like, oh my, she was genuinely really touched about it. So,
that's amazing.
And, we got the selfie and she signed and,
fantastic.
And then,
did you have your book? Did you have your book?
I had my book. My book got signed. Yes. Finally. And, and she was like, yeah, we've been to see you a few times. And she was like, oh, and it's like, yeah, we've seen 4 of your plays. Like, not all of us, but like
we're
Becky
not
and
creepy at all.
Yeah. And we were like, so we saw you in A View from the Bridge when it was in Bath. And then we saw White Rabbit, Red Rabbit. And then we saw you do My Master Builder. And obviously then we've come to see you tonight. but we just haven't been able to catch you at the other ones, and to say, congratulations and that. And she was like, oh, thank you. And she was like, she didn't, everyone's like, oh, she stepped away. No, she didn't. She was genuinely really like, grateful for the support and stuff. And as she was like, she signed a couple other things for a couple other people after that. And we were all obviously, Ashko brought cookies as she does. And, I didn't say catch you, but we didn't get to see you afterwards, I think is what I said. Sorry, comment in the chat from Light Blinded Fool. Are you sure you want to phrase that as catch her? Anyway.
Again, not creepy at all.
No. But as she left, she actually was just like, thank you so much, goodbye everyone, we were like, cool. And she's like, see you at the next play, and I was like, yes, definitely.
That's
maybe,
awesome.
but she said that first, so
Yes,
I was like,
did.
I don't think I was creepy for that saying that.
No,
Yes,
clearly she's also like, I mean, as we've run into, like everybody, the cast love the fandom and that the fandom support them and things like plays. I mean, that's the thing is like, you can be a famous actor doing plays and like people who are like, oh my God, I'm such a fan of The Witcher or whatever, might not ever go see a play. But like the Wheel of Time fandom is so connected into what all these people are doing and really support them. And that's like when you are a film and TV actor, what you want is people to show up to your play. Because that's where people don't show up. I have a Kate Fleetwood story, not a story. It's not a story. I have no connection to Kate Fleetwood whatsoever. But my husband David is nominated for an Emmy for directing for. It's a Kids and Family Emmy, so like animation is in that group. And we were watching all of the other nominees, and we watched this one that's called The Wolf King, and I was like, "That's Kate Fleetwood." Kate Fleetwood voices a character in The Wolf King, and I'm like,
that's so cool.
I mean, don't worry, honey. I promise I won't vote against you for Kate Fleetwood. I'm not actually voting. So,
right.
It
So
doesn't matter.
You're
Anyway.
in the clear. So.
It's weird. I'm actually in the Academy, but I'm actually not in the. It's weird. I was nominated for Kids and Family, but I'm not in the Kids and. It's weird. So I don't actually.
Very odd.
Anyway, it's odd. It's weird.
Shockingly, it's complicated and convoluted. So
it is shockingly. Anyway.
Speaking of something that seems not complicated and convoluted, we're not talking writing today. We are talking horror movies today, or a horror movie today, aren't we?
Which I will never see. Just putting it out there.
Honestly, I'm not going to see it either.
I have heard that it's not as
horror.
Well, never mind. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I have if I trust my source.
Fair enough. So
none of us have seen this movie.
None of us have seen this movie. Except Jen's kid has
my kid has seen the movie.
Yeah, you dropped him off to see it with his friends. And he liked it.
He loved it. He loved it. Yeah. So okay. So what movie are we talking about, Rob?
Yeah, maybe we should say that. So this is.
And can we also thank Roof Mistress Leigh-a for bringing this to my attention? And you had mentioned it before, Rob. I was like, oh, this would be good to talk about on Freewheeling.
Yeah. So I posted it in there, be like, this is just really cool. Post it in our group chat because it was I just thought something that was really interesting, and then Leigh-a was like, we'd love to hear you talk about this, and we're like, well, it was something that was kind of like, we'd just sort of floated each other being like, this is cool. So yeah, the viewers asked and we will do it. That doesn't apply to everything, by the way. You can't just ask anything. Just a disclaimer there for you folks. But within reason, if you ask and we feel it's appropriate, we shall do it. In this case, we were asked to discuss this movie. Now, the reason we were asked to discuss this movie is it's not a traditionally made movie. It is it's a crowd-funded movie, I suppose.
Crowd-funded / self-funded.
Self-funded, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think this guy had...
more self-funded than crowd-funded.
Is it more? Oh, okay, fair enough. So the movie is called, because we should, before I bury the lead too much, that's what it is. So the movie is called Iron Lung. Okay, and it is based on a game series by the same name.
Is it?
Yeah, it's based on a video game series by the.
Okay,
I don't know if it's the same name.
Hang on.
So it's someone who was like a massive fan of the game. So Iron Lung is a game. I didn't Google that bit.
Iron Lung is the game. Well, okay, yes, and so hang on. Let me see. Let me pull it up here.
So the player in the game controls an unnamed convict who explores an ocean of blood on a desolate moon in a small rusty submarine nicknamed the Iron Lung. Okay, that's an interesting. It's a 2022 game developed and published by David Szymanski. Hopefully I've said that correctly. Do apologize if I haven't. And the player does what I've just said. It came out on multiple platforms in 2022. And I'm assuming it did well enough. This guy apparently plays the game, was a fan of it, and decided to make his own movie. He must be he's a
huge YouTuber,
right? Okay,
Markiplier. So Markiplier, and he's a huge YouTuber. He's a filmmaker. He's done he does videos, let's play videos of indie horror games. So mostly he's I guess he's probably a Twitch. I mean, he's probably streaming on Twitch, but he's, my kids know him from watching him as a gamer, and he's done some videos and things as well.
Right.
And then he was like, this is a game, I want to make it into a movie. And he's got 38 million subscribers and 23 billion views. He's got some cash lying around.
Okay. So definitely more.
Yeah, my understanding is that it's more self-funded because it's a very low budget. It's only $3 million.
Oh, I heard 7.
Oh, I heard 3. But I'm looking. Hang on.
Okay, because he made 20. I mean, maybe it's been updated since, but
let me see. Okay. Oops, I'm back on. Hang on.
Oh no! Someone's it is 3 million. I'm just mishearing.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah. Oh, I know why I think 7, because I was like, he made 7 times what he spent.
Yes.
Which is obviously an incredible, return on investment.
Yeah, and this is one of the things to talk about too. It's a huge return on investment, but here's the other thing: he's a YouTuber. He has a huge following. So guess what? He didn't have to spend money on
advertising,
marketing. Yeah, so when you say it's it's grossed $43 million so far against a production budget of $3 million. So whether there was crowdfunded or whether it was just him, regardless, whoever's got a serious ROI on this, that is a really a pretty incredible situation. And because he knew that this would be seen by people who are there for word of mouth, people who know him as a YouTuber, people who are talking, you've got just the gaming community, and the Twitch watching community, he didn't have to advertise. So on a $3 million movie, you could easily spend $10 million in advertising, and that's right there, that just again makes it just that much more reasonable for someone to make their money back on a movie when you don't have to advertise.
Yeah. I mean, how many subscribers does he have?
30, what did I say? 37 million?
I think he said 38 million.
38 million.
I think I said 30.
I mean, that's a pretty impressive number of people. I mean, it doesn't matter what you make, if you can get 38 million people to know about it and to, just 10% of people to watch that's still nearly 4 million people have watched it.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna step aside. My cat is asking me to go out of my room. She keeps coming back and grabbing my leg. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Must do what cat says.
Must do what cat says. This is true. Yeah, it's really, really I want to say it's great because it's a fan of something who makes content for it, he streams this game. It's what he's kind of, part of what he's built his platform on to get all his fans. So it's really cool to see someone do that and, then make a passion project and it be successful. But there's that balance of, he kind of has a little bit of privilege there because he has millions and millions of people watching his stuff anyway. So the guy, even with the way that YouTube and other platforms take their cut, he's got, some decent money coming in. And did you say he's also a bit of a filmmaker anyway?
I think so. I feel like he had done some work on, he had already produced some small short films and things.
Right.
On either on his channel, or I feel like that's true, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I mean, he was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to write it. I'm going to direct it. I'm going to be in it. And
he's in it as well.
He is. He's the lead, I think. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And Zemansky, who created the video game, is also in it. He's got a small cameo in it.
Oh, wow. That's very cool.
Yeah. And like had some, made some notes on the screenplay and stuff like that too. And like, was a part of it, which is cool. Yeah. And, this is the kind of movie that you're going to get a bunch of teenagers to go to.
That's true.
We currently have a rental vehicle because our Jeep is in the shop as part of the major Jeep recall. And they gave us this ginormous Dodge Durango. It's a 7-seater.
Oh my gosh.
And I've been telling Zach, I'm like, could you please get all your friends together to go to a movie so we can take advantage of the fact that I have 7 seats in this car and I can like take a gaggle of teenagers? And he delivered.
He delivered.
I did. I dropped off 6 teenagers to go see it. And they loved it. And so that's what I was going to say too, is that like Zach is a very discerning movie watcher. He really is. Like he'll be the first one to say something didn't hold up or didn't, wasn't.
He's a product of his parenting, I feel.
Maybe a little bit.
There's nothing wrong with that. I love that he's discerning about what he watches.
Yes. But I think also it is like, it's a pretty low set. Like it's a small set. Like the whole thing like takes place. Doesn't the whole thing take place like in the submarine that's like welded shut? Like it's like, that's the whole deal.
There we go.
Like,
that does kind of
shoved
like,
into
minimize.
a submarine. Yeah. Like in a post-apocalyptic world or something like that. I don't really know the storyline exactly.
It's like
the
first Saw movie in that sort of respect then, isn't it? Like it takes place in a tiled room, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah.
That saves a bit. I know. Meg, what are your thoughts on making a movie like this rather than the traditional route?
Yeah, so my questions were, like, did he have to get the rights to the movie from, I would assume, and then since the guy was
a co-producer
making a cameo, right?
Yeah.
So, is that part of what that $3 million was perhaps purchasing the rights?
So
and lawyers I'm just curious.
My understanding is that it almost started as a joke. That the game developer actually made a joke that Markiplier was going to be making this movie and starring in it, and then they were like, "Okay, let's do it." So, I think, and because I'm guessing that you also got to realize that the game designers and the game creators are like, they're dependent on people like Markiplier, like bringing their audience to the game. So he had already elevated the game so much. So they clearly already had a relationship and were like, a little bit connected. And so, I think that I'm sure he was very happy to just like jump on board and be like, yeah. And I'm sure that and since they were doing it independently, you didn't even have to deal with rights. Because he was like, I'm a producer on this, you're a producer on this. We don't have to go like sell the rights to Sony or, or license the rights to somebody, because they could just do it and then look for a distributor after they made it. Yeah. Yeah.
And so has it been released nationally, or is it just a limited release?
No, it's nationally.
Oh, it's in my local cinemas. Yeah, it's it's a full release. That's my, we'll push that to a later question actually, but it sounds like just that perfect storm of circumstance, because initially you hear this and you're like, wow, fans could in essence, save things or make movies for things they love and stuff like that. And you can skip out on the giant corporations that have their internal politics and, the lawyer's got to sign off on things 6 times in a row before you can even, buy a box of paper clips and all that sort of bullshit that they do. There's no point in saying they don't. They absolutely do this and make things slower and harder for themselves just to add in extra costs so they can cancel things and still pay themselves, 7-figure bonuses and all that sort of bullshit. But he built up a platform of millions of viewers on a game where the IP was not stuck with some corporation. It was held by the guy who made the game still. And he befriended that guy prior, and then they were like, fuck it, let's make a movie. And he was in a position to basically pay for that movie anyway on, the short budget. If this had been something like, let's say a game based on
God of War,
Lord of the Rings, all those big worldly sort of stories and such, which take, what's it like, World of Warcraft? What's the other big one that people, those sorts of things. You can't do all of those places on a $3 million budget, not if you want any form of quality on screen. So, it feels... now digging
it is
into
a perfect storm.
It's a perfect storm of circumstance. And
kind of, oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, I was just being like, it's just... It kind of makes it seem a little less impressive, if anything. Except the return on investment. The return on investment is mind-blowing, but there's all the reasons why he's...
Yeah, but we've been talking about what is... I mean, some of this came out of producer Patrick is a TikToker, Instagrammer who has his fingers on the pulse of Hollywood and gives us this is how Hollywood's changing and stuff. And part of this came out of a video from him saying is this the future of Hollywood? Self-funded, blah, blah, blah. Rob, you're not wrong that it was a perfect storm and it worked because it could be done on a $3 million budget.
Yeah. I mean, even if you spend,
even $10 million.
Even 10, you still would have made lots of money, but still.
And you can retain a lot of creative control at $10 million still. As soon as you kind of get above 10, you start to lose that creative control and you're bringing in studios and things. But the other thing I was saying, he did this and then all he had to do was look for distribution. I was wrong. He didn't look for distribution. He did a live stream of maybe showing the trailer, and he showed the trailer on his page and on his YouTube channel. And then he encouraged people to go and write to their local cinemas and say, we want to make sure you bring this. So he didn't even have to go through a distributor.
Oh my God.
He literally got people were they talked to AMC and Landmark and all of the different theaters.
Did he deal direct with cinemas then?
I think so.
That's
maybe because he was
wild.
So he,
because that was my later question, how much does it cost to put a movie in cinemas worldwide ish? At least maybe not at first, but definitely has it got lots of money in the tank, and they were like, okay, maybe we should make this, global. But even just can we put this in 50% of your cinemas across America? That's not a cheap conversation, surely.
Yeah, no, it was grassroots word of mouth campaign reaching Cinemark, AMC, and Regal Entertainment Group, among several others. Here's the next thing. He got it. They partnered with local donation centers for blood donation. So people go to see the movie and then donate blood. They've led to over 37,000 blood donations.
Wow.
I mean, it's just a win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win. There's no not wins on this.
Yeah, this is a very
there's a popcorn bucket
situation.
LBF says there's actually a popcorn bucket. They made one for this.
Let me Google what that looks like, and maybe I could throw that image up first.
That's insane. That's
bucket.
insane. See, because that's what I think of as coming along with when you're in getting it with the big.
Wow. Okay, that is.
Does it look like the submarine, or what does it look like? Is it super creepy and scary?
I mean, it's a little creepy. I don't know. Depends how you define creepy. Let me share that now. Sorry, I was trying to size it up so it looks alright when we share it. Come on, share button, do your job. There it is. No, not that one. Yes, that one. Okay. Oh yeah, that came out decent. Yeah, so that's the popcorn bucket. Also, why I don't know. Not that I'm against a themed popcorn bucket, but this feels like just an excessive trend that has started at cinemas.
I know.
Get the promotional popcorn bucket.
And there was the Dune one where you were putting your hand into the sandworm.
In the sandworm. Yeah.
And then everybody made the jokes about you put other things in the popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's so we have a bit of a popcorn bucket problem in my family. A little bit of a popcorn bucket habit. I mean, look, we wanted to have 4 different tin popcorn buckets so that when we make popcorn when we're watching a movie, everybody gets their own tin, right? So you can it's like going to the movies at home, so we can all make our popcorn and put it in our tins. But then David really likes a tin. He really likes a tin, and the thing is, you want to have your tin before you go watch the movie. But there are some movies that he hasn't loved. And he was like, damn it, I wish I hadn't bought the tin. Because now we have a stack of tins at home. And he's like, this one just makes me mad because I didn't like the movie.
That sounds like a situation.
Well, you could get rid of it.
Yeah. We have. We just dropped a bunch off at Goodwill recently. We culled our tin collection.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they come with a lid, which is nice because then you can shake up the popcorn. And shake the salt really nicely.
It's just a
with it.
weird merch choice for me. But then I'm also not someone that buys snacks at the cinema because, for years they've been wildly too expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
well,
just
they
like,
still
not
are,
when not when I'm, their prices have come down a lot in the UK and they've become a lot more manageable. But at one point it was like, go to the cinema was like £20, and I'm just like, who's got 20 quid to throw around the cinema and then spend probably 20 or 25 pounds on snacks as well because they're ridiculously priced. Easy.
Yeah.
Like going to the cinema when I was a kid was like, you take a fiver and you go to the shop, you can go there, buy the ticket and probably buy a box of popcorn as well type thing. Like it was stupidly cheap. It's the cheap day, it's £2 tickets and, you could buy a box of popcorn for £2 as well. And you're like, yay, done. Now it's, it's, I think in the last sort of, I think COVID made them realise, shit, we need to get people back in the cinema, and they dropped all their prices.
Yeah.
One of the chains here literally updated all their chairs so that every chair and every screen is a recliner chair. And they adjusted the cinema so you can still walk, even if all the chairs are reclined out and stuff like that. You can still walk in front of them to get your seat and things. So they spent a lot of money there, and that's where I go as a result because they're much better chairs. But I still don't buy the snacks, even though I get a 10% discount through my bank. I still don't buy them because I'm just like, it's a huge ripoff. Because that's just kind of the mindset I'm in. So, it's a weird... I suppose it's to get people buying snacks and things, isn't it?
And tins. I mean, part of it is like, and that's the thing too, is like a few years ago, maybe pre-COVID, like the tins weren't for every movie. And they also were like ridiculously expensive. Like if you were going to get a tin on top of your popcorn bucket, like, whatever. But now they've made it so that, I mean, for us, for a family of 4, we buy a large popcorn because we get the free refill. And then we can like get the refill at the beginning, and then we can just dole out like 2 large popcorns among the 4 of us. So like that's cheaper than each of us individually buying.
I'm curious, how'd you get what do you put the refill in?
Oh, you just ask them for the second. Like if you're getting the tin, they put like the first one in the tin, and then they'll give you like a little cardboard box that's the same amount of popcorn for your refill after. Like, I mean, you don't have to come back out in the middle of the movie to get the refill. So you're just basically getting a double large popcorn for a single popcorn price. And they've made it so that it's not that much of a jack up to get the tin. Okay. It's a little more, but it's not, it used to be like stupid more. And now often they're kind of.
So if it's like $10 for the popcorn, it would be like what, $12 or $13 for the tin?
More like 12 or 13 for the popcorn, but if you want the tin, it's like 20.
Oh.
Total. So it's like $8 more. So you're like getting a tin for $8.
In my head, that's basically double price.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bargain, and nor am I saying that we're not like complete suckers for it.
But our family too, Jen, we're crazy popcorn people. Like,
yeah, I mean, we
the
eat a lot of
popcorn
popcorn.
in America it's a game.
Go to the movie without popcorn.
No, and we also make popcorn at home all the time. So
I understand that, and pre all the things that people tend to add on the popcorn. Popcorn's a very healthy snack, so and it's great.
We're just butter and salt people, but copious amounts of butter.
Butter and salt, and if I'm lucky, I'll put
no butter.
No butter.
Think of your arteries, people. I mean, not like salt's any better, really, but like salted popcorn is the best. If you're gonna have anything,
I'm gonna make
popcorn.
you some good popcorn next time I see you. And you're gonna love it.
Let's hope that's soon because America is being a dick. Okay.
True, but it is anyway. The whole thing is
we got
really
a segue
exciting.
to the popcorn thing there. Sorry.
I could go off. We could all go off on popcorn. But the thing is, it is an exciting alternative. I mean, we started off the podcast by deciding not to go into like anti-capitalism conversation, and I'm not going to go there because we decided not to.
Well, I mean, we can go there a little bit. Just stop me if I rant, is what I'm saying, because I will rant.
I understand, but Hollywood is, we're all seeing the other side of greedy corporate gobbling up each other as movie studios, media conglomerates gobbling up everybody, and then being able to like raise prices of stuff. Like we're all seeing the fallout of corporate takeovers of a creative endeavor, and it's not like film and TV hasn't always, well, film in the beginning maybe wasn't, but TV has always been corporate driven. I mean, from advertisers
advertising. As soon as adverts appeared on television, it was only about the money, really.
Yeah, I mean, and even in the early days of the golden age of television, like it was the Alcoa Playhouse, it was the Goodyear Playhouse. Like they would put a play on television and run it live or like almost live, but it was sponsored by Goodyear tires, and so it might not have commercials in it, but it was like, Goodyear Tires is bringing you this Gore Vidal movie, like, you know, and then you would watch it. Well, I started with Charlie Brown and Dolly Madison, like,
yeah, we did. This is very true.
Yeah. So it's not like that's new. It's not like that's new, but because of the like continuing consolidation of all of the studios into like bigger. Now you just have like, well, we can do whatever we want, and we can create a limited run or a scarcity, or like charge whatever we want, and you know, so it is complicated, and it has made me, I say us as filmmakers, it has made us feel like we are beholden to getting a studio involved, getting distribution, like. If you were going to go the indie route, you still had to go to festivals so that someone would pick you up for distribution, or you had to go to the film markets and hope that, like, go to American Film Market and hope that somebody would pick you up to distribute it. Cause it's like, well, we got the money to make the movie, but nobody's going to see it if we don't have a distributor. And this is just a really beautiful example of it's really pure. You know, it's a content creator who's like, I'm going to make this movie. He'd made a couple of small films already. He wasn't a like completely unknown filmmaker coming in and saying, I'm going to do it my way. It's sort of like the old school, like Robert Rodriguez did this when he first started making films. He was like, I'm going to write it. I'm going to direct it. I'm going to write the score. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to shoot it. Like, you know, he did everything himself.
It's a lot of work.
It's a ton of work, but he retained a certain amount of creative control by doing that. And then he would partner like with Tarantino for like limited runs of things, because Tarantino's name on something, like, you know, they did, what was the double feature that they did together with the car?
There was like the Grindhouse thing.
It was Grindhouse. Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so like, you know, and he really sort of reclaimed that auteur as a creator, but this was pre-YouTube. Like, he didn't have the kind of like audience ability to write in and find, you know, tell theaters. He didn't have that kind of a reach to be able to tell people, hey, call your theater and say you want my movie in it, so we don't have to go through a distributor. Like, he didn't have that. That just didn't exist.
That's fair.
So it is really interesting, and it is, you know, producer Patrick isn't wrong that, like, is this a new model? Yeah, I think it's a new model. I don't think it's the only model. I don't think the other models are going away.
I don't think the other models will go away. Yeah. I think it is a new model that will be taken up on a limited basis because of the perfect storm that brought it to where it is. And also it's got, even for those who have, because the three of us don't know the game. Don't play the game, don't know the game, haven't gone to see the movie, probably won't go to see the movie. Unless someone really desperately wants me to go see the movie, and then I'll give you a review and you'll have to pay me for it because it's a horror movie and I'm not into horror movies. Sorry?
Yes, you're still here.
Am I still here? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My internet has been a bitch lately, so it just went away for a minute, and then
you're good.
No, you're
Okay.
So like, you know, the three of us are here, but we're talking about it. How many people are going to the cinema because they've heard completely made, like, some guy just self-funded and made a movie and it's in the cinema and it's successful? How many people will go see it as a result of that statement?
I think they will. I mean, this is also, here's what's interesting. I took 6 teenagers to see this movie. I'm going to ask Zach, and I'll ask him when he's awake. It's Saturday morning. But
Tell me like a quote we can read.
I would like a quote. But I'm 90% sure that he and his friends have not played the game. So I know they know Markiplier, like they are very familiar with him as a YouTuber, but I don't think any of them have played this game. So they weren't seeing it because it was the Minecraft movie and they love Minecraft. Like, they were seeing it because they like Markiplier, because they're like, and it's also like, you know, he's, again, like, just saying, like, who's got their fingers on the pulse. Like, Markiplier's like, this is the kind of movie that the type of people who watch my streams will want to go see. It's a horror movie. It's like, it's a, you know, there's some body horror to it, and it's like dystopian weird, and like, he knows his audience. And so this is like, you know, this game will work as a movie because of who's going to be going to see it.
Yeah.
But I think people will go see it who are like, I didn't even know who he was or what it was just because of the phenomenon of what he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, people watch television shows sometimes. It's like, because it's the water cooler talk, isn't it, type situation, which is a magical thing to get to. Okay, so I have two questions. One is like I suppose a technical question, like Blinded Fool, Markiplier makes Wheel of Time when.
Right.
I don't want horror things. I mean, which there are horror elements to the Wheel of Time.
Sure they
I
are.
don't want
So
it
now-
to become.
Now I have a
horror
third
movie,
question.
but I can't say.
Do you think we could convince him to get on board? Like, there's an IP issue, so there's a pointless question. But yes, that would be funny. Firstly, one's kind of like an industry question, and secondly, is like an opinion question from the two of you. So obviously, he had people write to cinemas and things like that, and be like, "Put this movie on, put this movie on, put this movie on." Like, and you talk about going to film festivals like Cannes and things like that to get distributors.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know, it's fine. But like, can you make a movie? So, let's say I made a movie about, I don't know, fucking anything. Something that's now free. Steamboat Willie is now not copyrighted. So, like,
Right.
I made a movie about Steamboat Willie because it's not copyrighted anymore. Could I just contact AMC and say, this is my movie. I want to put it on at your cinemas in such and such country.
Mm-hmm.
How much is it going to cost? And then they would give me a quote, lawyers involved, all that sort of shit, and I would pay that and they would put it on. Is that a doable thing? Or do you have to be a distributor to do that?
It is and it isn't. I mean, if you're going to do a limited run of something, okay, let's just say you're making a movie that's about Prague, you know, and you're like, this is about Prague, and so we want to like put it in a limited run in theaters in Prague because the only people who are going to come see it are people who know Prague. Whatever. I'm like, being very specific about something, but like, you know, if you had something very specific in that way, you know, I mean, yeah, I could like, LA is so full of movie theaters. Like I could go to like, so the Vista Theater's like not far from me. Tarantino bought the Vista. I could probably go to the Vista and say, I want to do a limited run of this at Tarantino's theater. You know, can I buy the nights? You can also just like, you can like, if you want to just like play something, if you want to do a screening of something, you can just call a theater and say like, I want to do a screening. But if you wanted to like, you know, get it out there with box office and like get a box office return and have people going to see it, yes, you could call just a certain cinema theater and say, like, are you willing to put this on? But there has to be a good incentive for them to do it. And they have to be like, we're giving up. Are you going to fill the seats? You know, let's say there's 500 seats in this theater. Are you going to sell the popcorn? Are you going to do buckets? Like, you know, so there is an aspect of like, are you going to fill the seats? Which is why when you have a write-in campaign and you have all these people like calling AMC and being like, we're going to come see Iron Lung, you know, and sort of committing to it. They're like, okay, we're going to fill the seats. And honestly, like when Zach went to see it, we looked at two different theaters. One was an AMC, one was a Regency, I think. And because you can check the seats and you see how, and he was like, no, I don't want to go to that one because it's almost sold out for the time that we can go to. And there aren't 6 good seats together in the middle. So we want to go to the other one, which still, it was a late show. They went to like a 9:25.
Oh, wow.
You know,
That is
PM
late,
show.
yeah.
I know. Well,
Kids,
it was the
Meg,
same.
kids, you know.
I know.
I know.
But
he
that
went to
sucks. 'Cause
that.
You had to pick them up afterwards. Oof. Well, I'm sorry
Yeah,
for
I
that.
fucking
Yeah.
did. And I know. And I was like, in fact, one of their friends is going to be 18 soon, which I think means he can drive in the mall. So I'm like, okay, next time you're driving. But yeah, I had to wait up. I was like falling asleep on the couch, setting my alarm.
Oh,
so I
bless
wouldn't
you. Good
miss it.
mom.
But I'm a good mom. I don't know. I'm an enabling mom. But in any case, it was, you know, like the theater, it wasn't an empty theater. It wasn't just the 6 of them in the theater, a 9:25 showing.
Yeah.
It was Saturday night, but it was a pretty full theater. I mean, they got good seats, but
Friday
it was still
night,
pretty.
dear.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, it was a
So-
Saturday night. They went, what?
Was it last night?
No, they went like.
Oh, it was
weekend.
last week. Oh, I thought it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
last night. I was like,
No, they went last weekend.
That's okay. So that's interesting to me because, like, my understanding was, you know, in essence, you're just buying the slots. So, you know, you kind of just go to you know, I keep saying AMC just because that's the one that comes to mind. But you go to AMC and be like, right, I want to buy a 6-week run of this movie. I want it on minimum 2 screens a night or 2 screens a day on repeat. how much is that going to cost me to, like, in essence, buy those screens for that many times at that many theaters? And you kind of like pay them, not for the seats, but you rent the space and it goes out. Like, there's a certain part of me that just assumed that the cinema's like, like you sell a room at a restaurant and just be like, this is our booking space for large bookings. It doesn't matter whether you book it for 50 people and 2 people turn up, you've paid for the space. So it's yours.
Yes, and you can do that, but that tends to be more like, I mean, people literally do that for like a birthday party. Like,
right.
Like we if there's something in the theaters, like let's say I wanted to do an Iron Lung birthday party, I could be like, we're going to buy the whole theater out for Saturday night at 9:25.
Right.
And we'll pay this much for it. And sometimes they're like, cool, you get a discount because we're not going to sell every seat.
Yeah.
So we'll give you the theater for this much money or whatever. But so that's like one aspect. That's just like a personal party or whatever. But then, but you can also say like, yes, we want to use that space to show our movie this many times or at this time. If you're just doing, again, like if you're doing a screening for something, you just rent the space physically for that. But if you're putting something in the theater for a certain amount of time, yes, then it becomes the negotiation of like, so most distributors require a theater to keep the movie in the theater for a certain amount of time, at least a month.
Right.
So when Star Wars came out, episode 7, Force Awakens, the Vista Theater, Tarantino didn't own the Vista yet, and it's a one screen theater, so it's not like a multiplex. And Disney was requiring theaters to keep it for a month. They were like, we will absolutely not let you have our film. We won't give you Star Wars
unless you're showing it for a month.
Unless you commit to a month. And the Vista was like, we can't commit to one movie for a month. We're a tiny little theater. We have to turn over every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was literally up in the air until like a couple days before opening whether or not Star Wars was going to open at my favorite theater. And I was like, that's where I want to see it because it's going to be on film and I want to see it there. And the funny thing is Tarantino was dropping Hateful Eight. Was it Hateful Eight? Yeah, it was Hateful Eight the same week. And Tarantino wanted Hateful Eight to play at the Vista because he loved that theater. And it's one of the only places that still does a film camera. And so he was like holding on to do Hateful Eight there. And at the very last minute, Disney came through and said, fine, you can keep it for 3 weeks instead of 2 or something like, or instead of 4. Right. And so the Vista brought in Star Wars. Suddenly he didn't have anywhere to drop Hateful Eight for opening. And so I think that's when he bought the New Beverly. I think he bought a theater for it. Like, I
fucking love that.
And then after COVID, when the Vista was about to shut down, he just bought the Vista. So now he just makes it whatever he wants.
Yeah,
but,
love that.
But it's, so that's the thing is like, if you're a distributor with a lot of power, like Disney, you can tell theaters they have to keep it for a certain amount of time. And so it's not that the theaters have the control of saying like, sure, you can rent out our thing, because they're not going to necessarily be like, we're not going to take your thing and like lose our opportunity to get a Disney movie in here, or a Star Wars movie in here for this time. We don't want to like lose that theater space for something that's not going to have a big revenue. Because of course they're getting box office off of it. They're getting seat ticket prices and they're selling popcorn and all of that. So they want to make sure they're going to fill their seats. Can you go around it? Yes. But there's also, did you watch The Studio?
I still haven't watched it, no.
Okay, so
but
one
I
of
don't
the
mind.
episodes
You can tell me something from it.
It's not a spoiler, but one of the episodes of The Studio is called No, it's not a spoiler, Meg. It's called CinemaCon, and they go to what it feels like Comic-Con, but it's not for fans. It's CinemaCon, and it's all theater owners.
Oh, okay.
Because
a work expo type situation.
Yeah, and so
Gotcha.
like the studio that the studio is based on is called Continental Studios. It's a fake studio, but Continental gets a time slot at CinemaCon to go show what their upcoming slate is. And they're like, we got this movie with Zoe Kravitz, and we have this movie coming, and we have this movie coming, and we have this movie coming, and here's our big tentpole movie, Kool-Aid. And so they're there to sweeten the deal and show cinema owners we've got a great year coming up, and we need you to help back us. So it's a very mutualistic relationship. Right. And the theaters need the studios on board, the studios need the theaters on board. And then there's also like the American film market, where you go for an independent film and you get either theaters or, distribution people to come in and be like, sure. We'll do a limited run on your sweet little indie film. Like, we think that there's a market for this little small film and we'll help you with it.
Okay.
So it's really, but again, this shows that you can kind of go around that system. That's sort of the way it's been set up for years. And I do think that people are consistently and continuously reinventing. And you also have so many people that are like, kids don't want to go to the theater. They want to just watch it on YouTube. Well, guess what? Iron Lung, they wanted to see it in the theater.
Yeah.
You know, you've got 6 teenagers shelling out.
And I'm willing to bet
each.
that the theaters don't take 40% of the cut.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you just went in and be like, you show this, and they were like, cool, we'll take a cut, I bet they wouldn't take 40% either, like, because YouTube takes like 45% basically of money that comes in. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like, I'm looking at it from like a hospitality view, being like, you know, I'm gonna book your restaurant for a certain period of time, and you know, like, how much is that? Cool. There's the money done. It's mine. Whether 2 people turn up or 500 turn up, you know. So
yeah.
You know, I literally had a booking of 35 a few Sundays ago at work, and 2 people turned up for the booking, and I was like, well, they've paid they've booked the space and put up a bar tab, which was the requirement. They don't get that money back if they don't spend it. So. You know, like, yeah. I think it was literally, they called up like an hour before and be like, it's all gone Pete Tong, there's going to be 2 of us. And they're like, cool, well, you know, the space is yours and we'll just free up, because it was in the bar, it wasn't like a room. We'll free up whatever you don't want to use, but you don't get the bar tab back. So I hope you can spend, you know, this much money or
drink
whatever.
up.
I much, I hope you can drink it up and eat the food with it. They didn't, obviously, but yeah, that's their problem, sadly. So that's good to know. It's, you know, it's, I just assume you could book it. So, now the question for both of you, I'm curious, like, is this, it's like a 2-part question. Is this something you want to see more of? And do you think it's a good thing? So,
I think
Meg?
so. I mean, I think by not, like, doing things out of the box, one allows that creative control that you were talking about, Jen, you know, and you're not, and like the dollar isn't the bottom line, so you're not sacrificing quality or whatever, or things like that, you know? And then I think it's kind of like I'm trying to think of the right word, but just like where you can be like, well, negotiate with me a little bit more, because maybe I could do this on my own, you know, like maybe it'll provide this opportunity for creatives to push back a little bit harder, I guess, during negotiations and whatnot.
I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I think, and I don't think that it's like, look, I'm a studio girl. I like popcorn movies. I like big budget movies, and I like a studio to fund me. So, you know,
yeah, I mean, none of us had $3 million to put down to make a, you know, a movie or a television show or anything like that, you know. So,
and even if I did, I don't know that I would want to. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, film and television is a collaborative medium, no matter how you look at it. And even people who are like, I can animate this whole thing by myself and like make this movie. Yeah, you can. Do you want to? Is it better if you don't have creative input? I just yesterday met with a friend / mentor of ours. We had a Zoom call. She lives in England, and she just made some comment about. She just said, you know, as you know about me, I love collaboration, and she's a filmmaker and TV producer for years and writer for years and years and years, and has a really huge resume, and she's writing books now. And she was like, yeah, and then it would like, but it was so much about having my readers read it, and they just elevated and made it better. Like, it was the first time that she was working in a medium where she could have just sat down, wrote the book, published the book, and probably based on her name alone could have gotten the book published because she's got that good of a resume. But she was like, no, I had readers who were like, but what about this? You didn't think about this. And she'd never written a book before. And she was like, oh my God, that makes it so much better. And like, thank God I had people read it. And even though it's her name on the book, the collaboration of having readers really elevated it. And I think that this version of this movie, like, Markiplier brought in he did have other writers working with him. He had the creator of the game in. He had these, it wasn't like he did it in a vacuum, but he funded it on his own and he distributed it on his own. And that's really, like, you know, we've talked about this before, like the 8 episode limit on Wheel of Time was because Amazon was like, we're not funding any more than that. Sony was like, we're not funding any more than that. You got to do it in 8. We all knew that 10 would be better. We all knew that 10 would help tell the story better. But that's what they were given. And there are sometimes those kinds of creative parameters put on something by a studio who's trying to worry about the bottom line. Now, I don't think Markiplier was like, I'm going to do this out of the goodness of my heart and I hope I don't make any money. I think he was like, I want to fucking see how much money I can make.
Oh, yeah.
know,
yeah.
Sure. But I think that he was also like, if we make $5 million, it's a good return on investment.
Yeah.
But 43 million is a significant return on investment.
That's a
and he's like,
ridiculous return on investment.
It is. And not every person who goes out there and makes a $3 million film is going to make that kind of money back. And you also have the novelty of like his viewers and them calling the theaters, and you have all the novelty around this one, and no one's going to be able to recreate this exactly. And even if he goes back and does another one with the same template and the same formula, there's no guarantee he's going to get anywhere near that return.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't remove the novelty aspect of it as well. And that people were like, I want to support this because it's cool. But I think anybody, like you said, Megan, thinking outside the box and doing something a different way, and also relinquishing the studios of some of their very tight-fisted control is a good thing. You know?
Yeah.
I do. Just
oh my
wait.
God, light, blind, and fool.
Oh, yeah, you're so right. Just wait until Sanderson hears about this. He'll try to top it. You are not fucking wrong.
You're
and
not
that's
wrong.
the thing. That is why, like, I'll bring it up again, but that is why I have Nightblood. Like, I don't know what Nightblood is or what it means because I have not read these books. But I was like, I wanted to support Sanderson going outside the system. I loved that he.
I admired him going outside the system.
Yeah,
I don't admire where it ended up taking him and his fandom, but I admire that outside the system attempt and successful attempt. You know,
yeah, I was like, look at you
yeah.
trying to work outside of publishing and outside of, and like, just like you got like, I wrote these books, I want them out there, I'm going to put them out there, I'm going to do it like this, I'm going to like, and his merch is high quality, like he, that, you know, it's, I use the DOP kit. Like, you know, I mean, the stuff that came in those boxes is actually quite good. I'm literally like sitting here with my sticky notes in front of me. I loved all the stuff.
Yeah, one day I'll probably go to
Dragonsteel.
Dragonsteel.
But
I'll probably go to Dragonsteel one day and just be like, what is this all about? And just really be like, okay, this is worth fucking, I don't know, $300 or whatever it is it bloody is to go to the damn thing. But you know, it's impressive when anyone does this.
It is, and I think that level of both creativity and how you're getting it out there, but also like creating something and then being able to say, this is my story, and I want to present it in the way I want to present it, whatever that means, and whoever watches it or sees it or doesn't or does, like, you know, there's some integrity to that, and you gotta love that. And so I don't think per producer Patrick saying, is this the new wave of Hollywood? Is this the way everything's going? Absolutely not. No, not everything's going to go that way.
What it does, it
more
opens the
YouTube
door to say, like, it is possible.
Yeah.
You don't have to use the studios. You don't have to use distributors.
Yeah.
Most people will have to. But if you get that, you know, it is possible to do it without. So.
And is there also a venue, and like you said, YouTube takes a big chunk of your money. So like YouTube, if they don't change their model, people are going to just create their own YouTubes that don't take that kind of money and like find
like
their own ways
if
to
I made a
distribute their
movie
things.
and I wasn't going to get it distributed like Iron Lung, I'd be like, the trailer's on YouTube, but the movie's on my website where you can pay for it, and I get the cut minus the cart fees. You know, like
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, and that's what I think that like people will continue to find, and a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I want to do the Markiplier thing and like put something in the theaters, and a lot of people are like, nah, I'm just going to keep doing it on the small screen. Watch it on your phone. That's what I want you to do. You know, so
yeah, I'm down for that. I think that would be quite interesting. So tell us what you think, listeners. Or viewers, if you're watching this static image on YouTube. But yeah, this is a fun. Thank you, Leigh-a, for suggesting this. This, like I say, we occasionally just pop videos to each other, and we don't usually talk about them. But there's a case like, you know, we did. If you see something out there, where you're like, I want to hear what those freewheeling lot think about this. Send us a video.
I want to hear Jen just go, and then,
and Rob say why capitalism wrong, and then Meg come in and be like, well, I'm a fan, so, you know. Honestly, I think, not to blow our own trumpet for a moment, but I think we give a very balanced viewpoint of everything, you know. So, yeah, I think it works. So yeah, send us those videos if you're like, this is really interesting. This is, someone's doing this. What do you think of it? Like, you know, I'd be down for those discussions. But I think that's about it. Obviously, I'm the third wheel for not having seen the Charlie Brown Christmas special.
Yes.
Congratulations, Jen, for
Yeah,
beating
special.
Meg to the performance, the recording. I don't know why I called it a performance. It's a recording.
We are performers.
How strong was this Honey Crunch, Mini Crunch thing? Like,
How strong was that?
yeah, it's only 6%, so, it's not on the heavy side of stouts.
Dang.
I do have a wad of positivity, but I don't want to bogart it if anyone else has one they'd really like to share.
Bring it.
Okay, mine has a small negative connotation with it, but we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on the positive part of it. So I'm going to preface this by saying, like, he is fine. He is okay before I tell the story. But our good friend Rob Goodwin was on the train, the tube in London, and saw an older woman being attacked by people to steal her bag. And people on the tube or the train or whatever it was were just kind of like letting it happen. And he's just
my God.
fuck no, I'm getting involved. Did get slightly beat up and did have to go to the hospital and get a CT scan and like he's got a black eye and stuff like that. But other than the black eye and, some bumps and grazes and such, he's totally fine. Like he's, going to be okay type thing. But I want to say that what a positivity moment there is that he was on the train, and what is the phrase he actually said to me? It was like, I couldn't see it happening and not do anything about it. So I want to say, my positive moment here is that, kudos to Rob for being like, saw something wrong, and regardless of his own safety, which, I'm not saying this is what anyone has to do, by the way, but I just want to be like, how positive is there someone like Rob out there just saw it happening, was just like, I'm getting in and helping this woman who's going to get her bag stolen because some people are trash, and did stop it happening, and the woman was not injured or harmed in any way and managed to keep her bag. So I'm going to be like, positive cheers to him for being a good, decent human being.
Here.
And obviously, as I said, he's fine, he's okay, he's not permanently damaged or anything like that. So yeah, good on you, Rob. Love you. I'm glad you're okay. Also, they all look cool at the Costume Guild Awards, but I was like, Rob was like, we got to have some heavy eyeliner on and stuff. We'll put that little goth look, put on some lippy, and then he had I don't know if you saw his outfit, but he looked fucking cool as fuck. It was like he was wearing some kind of like black suit motif, but it had like a skirt over the trousers type vibe. I don't think it actually was a skirt, but it was like he was wearing, it was very, very cool, whatever it was. And it was definitely giving like swanky, suit goth vibes type thing. And he really pulled it off. I loved it. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
he's a positive moment that there are people out there in the world like Rob who will stand up and do things like that for people.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that made me feel good.
Yeah.
I felt sad for the outcome of his personal moment there, but I was like very positive and very happy that he was being an example of a good human being, and that made me feel good. So
If you see something wrong, say something, do something.
yeah. And obviously, if you don't feel up to it, folks, you don't have to. I'm not saying everyone has to dive into the middle of a fight, but, if you
But
feel
say
up to
something.
it. But say
Yes.
something, yeah. There were people not saying anything, so, yeah. Don't let evil exist without saying something at least, people. But yeah, that's it. So please let us know what you think about this fan-made, self-funded movie. Your thoughts. Pop that in the comments section. Send us a message. You can contact us on Blue Sky at 3wheeling.malkieritalks.com, or you can send us messages on Instagram, which is 3.wheeling. You can contact us individually if you want to suggest a topic for our conversations. Those Blue Sky accounts are listed in the description to the video /podcast. And just, rate and review, 5 stars, all those good things. And I think that's it. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Once again, we've proven that even when you're the third wheel,
You can always find a place to fit in.
Join us next time
On 3 Wheeling.
on 3 wheeling.
on Free Wheeling.